Alright, we're back. Too much adjustability in that camera. Okay, wipe the surface off clean. Of course I have clean hands. One more time, make sure there's nothing there, make sure the oiling's where it belongs. You could put a light coat of oil in there if you wanted to. I'm not really going to worry about it. Torque wrench and oil. Head bolts are all the same length, so there's nothing to worry about mixing and matching anything. Just put a little bit of oil, you don't need a lot. That's way more than you really need. Mix them up a little bit. Flashlight to look at. One bolt's right there. Once you got the first bolt, the second bolt shouldn't be far away. And the third bolt, fourth bolt. Okay, the head's in there now. Okay. I was told that all these heads have the same problem with the lack of threaded holes. It looks like they use a self-tapping screws is what they're using, so quicker for assembly. Not have to worry about cross-threading. You jam it in the hole hard. Don't worry about it. I don't like that. So, oh well. Get rid of that for now. Well, the old head bolts were 9/16. The new ones appear to be something different. Hopefully that's something different since 5/8. No, it's metric. If these bolts don't thread in by fingers all the way in, we're not using them because that means they're probably metric thread. They appear to be correct threading. So you got an American bolt with a metric wrench. That's really top of the line there. Makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, so that means I gotta go find me a metric socket to use. That was a little sloppy. Alright, we'll find me a metric socket. Metric sockets don't fit either. So these are low quality tools. Look how bad that is. I guess when it comes to metric, you don't really care about quality. If these threads are wrong, I wouldn't be able to thread these in like this, so obviously the threads are correct. I'm not a big fan of chasing threads every time you take a head off, because if your threads are that damn bad, you need to get a better block. You better put studs in there before there's no threads left. Okay. Okay, what kind of clearance we got on this? Quite a bit. Kind of picked the middle spot. Somewhere in the middle is easy, pretty close. This one's got a problem. See, these bolts are tight, but they're not tight. These bolts are too damn long. I can put my fingernail underneath the bolts. That one's bottomed out. It's got a 1/4 inch gap in the damn thing. So just because stuff comes in a kit doesn't mean it works. So you can torque that bolt down, think it's tight and it's loose, but probably break the damn head cylinder out underneath it, because it's got a big gap under that thing. Me no likey. Stupid metric bolts anyway. Alright, so these bolts good 1/8 of an inch shorter. That takes a 9/16 socket, which I don't have with me now. There we do. Light torque. This has washers in there, so I'm seeing if the washers are loose. Washers are tight, so that means the bolt's actually doing something. So that one didn't bottom out. So now all these bolts bottomed out, but why risk it? No reason for that. Now we want to go in there. A monkey goop on that bolt. Tight. Washer's tight. Torque it down a little bit. Don't need that stupid ass head bolt. Yeah. Nothing like making it easy for you. That's still going to be a problem over there. I'm not sure what's up with that. So that's going to be the first bolt we're going to put back in there. And we might have to pull the head off to see what's going on with that bolt. Why is it bottoming out? This one and this one had a gap under it. Okay. First thing you do is check all the bolts and see if there's a short one in there. Just go like that and just do a quick check. All appear to be the same. Okay, those all start. So these two here are the ones I care about, especially this one. It's tight and it's loose, so that's not going to work. That's getting tight. Get pulled down all the way. The washer's tight, so pull the rest of the way. That one we're going to have to shorten over there. Tight. That's why I like washer instead of just a flange. Flange is hard to tell if it's bottomed out or not, because if the washer will quit moving, the flange you can't tell. Good. It's good. So that's the only one there. So some kind of a torque pattern. Some kind of a spiral pattern works good, I guess. Don't know where I left off though. The loose one's the one I missed. That was a loose one right there. Okay, this one here is the one that definitely is not getting any looser by torquing on it. So this one's coming out. I'll take 1/8 of an inch off the end of it. So we can stack some more washers on there, or we can shorten the bolt. Probably easier to stack some more washers up under there, but it's not the prettiest way of doing it, but it's a quick and simple way. So I'm looking for the threads getting tight here at the bottom. There is evidence of being jammed in right there, so it is tight. Should be enough depth to go in all the way, but it isn't. Okay, so we're up there, get 1/8 of an inch up. So that's at least 2 washers up. Now if I shorten the bolt, then I have to remember where the short one goes. If I put a bunch of washers in there, I'll know where it goes. So I'm going to grab a couple washers, put them back. Alright, we're back. So I got a couple real nice fat washers right here. So I'm going to put just one in there. Let's see if that's enough to make it go tight. If not, I'll put in a second one. I'll take out one of the thin washers. Appears to be getting tight. Okay, looks like one washer is all it needs. Now, we still don't know if it's bottoming in the head, but it didn't get tight yet, so, but the washer's not moving, so I would say we're probably okay on that. Okay. Not sure what the torque is supposed to be on these. So I'm going to give it standard Tatro torque. Whatever feels good. Okay, so we're going to give it probably about that much. That's probably about 35, 40 foot-pounds, not inch-pounds. That one never got torqued at all. I'm not sure what we need. Don't trust it. Take out the little thin washer. Go down again until it gets tight. It's probably not going to be tight on the washer, so I'll put the thick washer in there, because then I'll know it'll be tensioning correctly. Oh, I did pull down. So it is on the washer. Okay. So that means the thin washer goes back. That'll be our torquing washer. If it goes all the way, if it pulls down without the washer, you put the washer in there, that means you can torque it really strong and not bottom it out. That's how you test the fit. Wash is only 60 thou thick. Okay. It felt like it was torquing, but I wanted to make sure. I don't like bottoming bolts out in holes, it breaks things. Heat and vibration will make the block break. Okay. I'm going to torque again. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yep. 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 All right. It's got suction, that means the reed's working. It's got a lot of pressure coming out here. A little bit of pressure here. I didn't put my suction on this side, but she pulled a vacuum, so that means the reed's working there. I didn't check that one though. That pulled a vacuum there too. You don't want to hold your hand too much because it might pull a big blister out there, and you know, it's bad for your body. Pressure and vacuum is bad on your body. Okay, so we got vacuum, vacuum, vacuum here, pressure here, so it's working. So now all I gotta do is hook up all our parts. All the tubing, plumbing, and we should be good to go. Might even have some air pressure for once. Clean air. Not that filthy dirty air I'm getting with the other machine. Alright. Let me get cleaned up here, I'll be right back. Yeah. Long walk, get up here.